Hello, healthy, happy, and fulfilled community. We are here with you. It is June 13th. It's a beautiful Monday here in Long Island, New York. I am the modern day monk, Ryder J. Champuyan is my given family name, my lineage name, Zhang Mingda, and I am here today with you to explain the next level of the hierarchy of human optimization. We've been through the first five. We are up to 6 and 7 today. We will be diving deep into number 6, one of everyone's favorites, one of the primary ones we talk about, one of the goal ones that we look forward to getting to. Yes, that's right. If you guessed manifestation, you got it right. Today, we are going to talk about how to make all these things in our material worlds come to fruition. See, the things that you thought, the things that you believed, the things you value, the things you felt have created all the things around you that you have. We materialize reality around us day by day, moment by moment, thought and feeling by thought and feeling. That which you tolerate to have in your life is that which you will continue to have within your life. So if you can choose to raise what your standards are, what you tolerate into your life, well, guess what? You will start to magically, miraculously manifest new things into your life. And we got to be conscious, right? Because sometimes, very often, majority of people, myself included in the past, and still sometimes in the present, aren't exactly mindful about all my thoughts and all my feelings all day long. And with that, at some points, some negative things creep in, some negative things creep out, and all of a sudden, my reality around me starts to manifest those negative things. And maybe you've had a similar experience in the past where things that you've thought of that you didn't want to happen, knock on wood, actually came to fruition, right? Don't jinx me, cross your fingers, right? We got a lot of different superstitions out there, but reality is what it is. And science is proving more and more day by day that those things that we think of in our brains start to manifest and change. The EMF fields around us, how all the particles and atoms in our space and time react, and therefore start to create a new and different reality, which can be quite powerful if we choose to jump on board, be mindful, be active, be conscious of that which it is we are manifesting. We worked in the last 5 weeks, going over the previous steps that laid the foundation in this, the hierarchy of human optimization, 7 principles to lead you to a life of health, happiness, and fulfillment. So let's go through. If you're not familiar, go back, watch those older videos, catch back up. But if you are familiar, let's review them anyhow, just for those people that might be tuning in tonight for the first time. First, we have creating balance, balance in our autonomic system, making sure that we are resting, digesting, and healing enough that we are strong, fit, fulfilled, healing, and healthy enough to be able to carry on doing more work. Number 2, creating alignment. In the past, we talked about our body, our mind, and our breath being in alignment to create the realities around us. That everything that we perceive to interact with is a manifestation and in part manifested by our body, our mind, and our breath. Number 3, we started talking about once we have a machine capable of doing work, healing from the work it's done, recovering, has a belief within itself that it can do the work, better alignment, we then need to fuel the machine. We need to get nutrients in, information in, substances in to help our body have vibrant and vital energy. We want to have vibrancy in our lives, right? So we talk about fueling. We talked about bringing water and nutrients into the body. Which ones are appropriate, which ones aren't appropriate, which ones are best for you, how to figure out exactly what ones are best for you and the outcomes you're looking to get in your individual life. After number 3, we went to number 4. Number 4 being movement. This time around, we talked about lymphosizing with that hydration, filling up those riverbeds to get that lymphatic fluid moving out of our body, to get all the junk and the waste products out. Every disease, every illness having some capacity of an overabundance and a blockage of lymph flow in our system. And how, if we can improve that lymphatic flow, we ultimately improve the health and the happiness and the fulfillment that we experience in our lives. Super crucial steps in hydration and lymphocyzing to lay a foundational framework to have a better state of health in our lives. Now, once we've got a machine that is healthy enough to move, is fueled enough to move, is capable of actually moving and doing work, we started to put ourselves into the state of getting clear on our intentions, right? Because without clarity of intentions, our actions are reckless. The more specific, the more clear, the more articulate our language, our thoughts, our feelings, our intentions are, the more specific and clear the results will be. And we spoke last week about a very powerful term, that term do. What do you want to do? What is your desired outcome? What is the big picture of your life? What is the mission that you are on? So, if you haven't watched that one, you got to go back and watch that last video. It was fire. And if you were in the Alchemist or the Inner Circle with me, we went super, super deep in how to start working, getting really clear on what our desired outcomes are, involving our five senses, involving our emotions, so that we trigger as much of our brain, as much of our neurological system, and as much of our endocrine or hormonal system to be able to get those feelings so that we actually become the person that is able to create all of that magic and potential that we are looking for, making those situations as real as possible in the brain, in the mind, in the heart. So that's almost as if we've experienced already, and having the body already know what the pathway to success is and what it feels like to have it. It's that much easier to recreate and replicate, to be able to redo it again in the future. So now this week we are talking about manifesting. And I got a mouthful for you, but I'm going to sum it down to a shorter version. We are going to speak about my 5-point planning method. There's 5 points that we need to become masterful for us to be able to really maximize and optimize the amount of activity and productivity I can do in a day. Now, I can spend an entire weekend speaking just about time management and getting clarity on our purposes and our goal setting and all these other things that go into it. But right now, in the next 10 minutes, we're going to go over the 5 points. In the long format of this name, originally, I used to call it a path to live, which is very short. You can remember that's probably easier to remember than the 5-point planning method. 5-point planning method sounds kind of cool, but the path to live is giving us a path to live. And each one of those letters has an abbreviation that goes behind it. It's the purpose, action, time hierarchy to life improving value and enjoyment. Now that is a mouthful, but let's break down those words so that you are clear. So you have clarity of my intention on what we are going to do, what our desired outcome is here, right? So first word, purpose. We need to be clear on what our purpose is. What is the actual outcome we're coming out for? What is it that we want to do? Why are we doing this? Why do we go to work? Do you go to work just to earn a paycheck? Or do you go to work to provide the lifestyle and the living conditions for your family and your children to be able to grow up in a better climate, a better environment, with a better lifestyle, more abundance around them than you did? Right? 2 different things, and those are going to fuel you completely differently. So first thing we need to learn is what our purpose is. Next is the actions. What are the actions we need to take? Without knowing the actions we're going to take, we're going to act recklessly. You can't just take any action to try to get your goals. And you know that. Most of us have action lists or to-do lists. But when a to-do list is actually fueled by purpose, you can look and be like, you know what? A lot of these actions or these tasks or to-dos aren't really moving me towards that which it is I want to accomplish. So you know what? Let's get rid of these things out because they're really not worth my time. Or at least let's move those things that aren't moving me towards my major goals down on the list, and the things that do move me towards my goals up a little higher on the list so we can be a little bit more active, get them done. Right? So we have purpose, we have action, time. Time. How much time do I take to spend on these things? What order do I put times in? How do I put those times on my schedule? Right? And hierarchy. What is the hierarchy of these things? What is the prioritization list? Are all things created even? Are all actions created even? What if something urgent comes up, but I have something important that I'm doing? How do I figure out what to do there? Then we have strategies for these. I'll show you these over time, especially for my alchemist, my inner circle. We're going to go very, very deep in these, and you'll be able to know immediately. I'll show you a formula, mathematical formula, where we'll take the emotion out of the choices. Man, I really want to do that because I love it. It gets me so juiced up. But this other one's actually more important, so I'm going to do that one because the value, when I circle that number on the page, I recognize that one is of a higher number than the one that I really like to do. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the thing that's more important and moving me towards my goals. It has more significance, more importance on my life, right? So we had purpose, action, time, hierarchy. We've already finished the path part. 2, that's just moving us to something. And then live, right? Life improving value and enjoyment. That's pretty explanatory, right? If we want to live, we want to have a life that's improving, that's giving us great value, right? Not just a matter of success, but actual fulfillment. Like we feel valued. We feel that what we're doing is of value, that we're bringing value to other people, that other people are bringing value to us. Like there's richness, abundance, and wealth all around us. And of course, in enjoyment, right? There's no purpose in having, no point in having richness and all these things around us if you're actually not enjoying it, right? We want healthy, happy, successful, but also fulfilled. Success without fulfillment is pain, is torture and suffering. We want to make sure we're maximizing that fulfillment because we've already achieved our successes, right? So, what are these 5 points? Now, these 5 points, we can go deep. Each one of these has subcategories, techniques, methodologies behind it. We'll go into some of them throughout the videos and the rest of this week, as well as the challenge following this video up at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. But in short, our 5 categories are goal setting. We want to make sure we know how to properly set goals. What are the goals that we're looking to accomplish in our life? How do we get clear on them? How do we measure SMART goals or better goals and make sure that they are actually clear, concise, and achievable for us? Next is grouping. Do I want to go from one goal over here to one goal over here to one goal over there, back over here, back down there, back over there, be all over the place? Or do I want to block in chunks of time where I can spend a major portion of my time focusing on a bunch of things that are similar so that my brain isn't shooting off different ideas, right? It's like trying to read a book in 3 different languages. If I read one paragraph in one language, another paragraph in another language, my brain's like blah, 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 blah. I can't figure it out. Topic by topic by topic. It's having focus time, right? So we talk about goal setting. We're going to talk about grouping. Next, prioritization. There are 4 points to prioritization. I'll go into them briefly. We go into them deeper in the Alchemist and the Inner Circle, so stay tuned for that in a half hour, or actually in 10 minutes for those of you that'll be part of that discussion at 7:30, right? We're going to go into prioritization. Is it important? Is it urgent? Is it significant? And what is the duration to accomplish it? All these things matter greatly, and we'll figure out, I'll show you how to put numerological values, how to quantify the importance of the actions that we are taking. I don't know why I'm getting some kind of crazy glare here. It looks like I'm on fire. That's a little better. All right. And then we have our last 2, leveraging and scheduling. Leveraging is who else can I get to do these things for me? Looking at the opportunity cost, the value of my time. Am I getting a break even, or am I getting more back by doing this myself? Or would I get more back by having somebody else do it for me? If I could be doing a $20 action and I am spending my time doing a $2 action, who else can I pay to do the $2 action so I can spend that time making that $20 action and increasing my profitability by $18? Small little idea about that, right? But what can I leverage? Who can I add to the equation to get more work done for myself? And then finally, scheduling. How do I actually prioritize and put things on my schedule in a way that makes me be able to accomplish things, gives me some flex time for when other things creep in and I go, oh crap, I wasn't expecting that. How do I handle it? Giving myself some flex time. What things do I put in what order? Do I put my priority things as the first thing of the week, or is the first thing that I put into my schedule? Both of them will work. One of them is even more effective, and we'll be going into that in the Alchemist as well. So tune in for that. We got 7 minutes for that group to start. If you want information, check us out. Check out the moderndaymonk.net/The Alchemists is the application form for that. If you want to join in, send an application in and we'll get you set up for doing that. But that is it, my friend. That is our quick 15-20 minutes on how to start manifesting. Right? We got two other layers of manifestation that we go into in subsequent weeks coming up as we wrap through the cycle over and over again. But the ground floor of being able to start to manifest, to materialize the things we want in our lives, 5 points. We need to be able to be clear on our goal setting. We need to make sure we are grouping things in efficient chunks of time so my brain is working optimally and effectively at getting those things done, not having to switch gears constantly. We have to prioritize making sure that we are doing the significant and important things first. After that, we need to make sure that we are leveraged properly. I can't do everything that I need to get done in a day. There's 24 hours in a day. If I am doing them all, there's only so much I can get done, but there are an infinite amount of man hours in the day. How many other men, women, people can we add into that equation to get more done? 2 people, 48 man hours. 3 people, 72, right? It keeps going up. I think my math's right there. I'm really bad at math, so that's why I have a CFO. Leverage, right? Don't do math well? Have that person do it. After our leveraging, our final one, scheduling, actually putting things on the calendar. When it's on the calendar, it's real. When it's real, it gets done. And that is a wrap, folks. Thank you for your time today. If you have any questions, drop them into the chats below. Message us out to your friends. Share this video. Bring your friends into the group. We have tons and tons of content. Of course, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All our content gets put on the YouTube channel for you to watch, for you to share, for you to experience and look back on. Put tons and tons of information up there every single week. So make sure you're following it, sharing it, subscribing to it so you don't miss anything out. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Be well and live life fully. Have a great night.